This episode of Ask Cowboy is brought to you by betonline.ag. I bet you could bet on how many turkeys we're going to kill this weekend. You can bet on football, soccer, baseball, UFC fights, Formula One, NASCAR. I believe if you think you can bet it there. Thought I would go ahead and answer a few of your all's questions on our way out turkey hunting.
Jeff Serrone asked, do you still cave dive? Was that story you told on Joe Rogan's show the most scared you have ever been?
Was cave diving the most scariest I've ever been? No, it's not. But it was the first time I ever really thought I was going to die. If that makes any sense, but it wasn't the most scared I've ever been.
No, that doesn't make sense at all. That doesn't track at all.
And I've been cave diving twice since, and no, I'm still diving. I love it. Just with the whole pandemic, there hasn't been anything open to go. So something I love and enjoy, so I will definitely keep doing it. Most scared I've ever been, of course, besides when I was a young kid and I had to sprint from the monsters up from the basement to the upstairs from turning the light off. Besides that moment, it would have to be when I crashed my four-wheeler and I knew I was dead. Like that's when I was scared, when I knew, when I was holding my own guts in my hands and I knew there was like, this is it, you know. But then again, when I went to the hospital and right before I died, they talk about your body releasing DMT, and it just makes everything like okay. You're just okay with dying, and you're okay with life and everything that happens. It's a crazy feeling. So I was like the most scared I've ever been, panicking, freaking out to, wow, this is just, I guess it's time to go. So that was definitely the most scared I've ever been, like physically in a state where when I was cave diving, I was very scared, thinking that I had a lot of things I wanted to do still in life. You know, that I had a lot of time to think about, where when the other one I was ready to die, I was like in the moment scared of dying, where the cave diving I had like 4 hours to ponder everything. So yeah, like I went through stages of scared, mad at myself. You know, it was a really crazy roller coaster ride, but it wasn't the most scared I've ever been.
What did you do to develop your kicking power and harden your legs to be able to withstand kicks and deliver them?
You know, there's a funny misconception with people. I see them banging their shins, bats, and in trees, and then they tell me they're killing the nerve endings in their shins, and I feel like that's a giant load of shit. Every time I kick somebody, it still hurts. So every time I get kicked, it still hurts. But I remember I used to be able to kick really hard with my right leg, and my left felt funny. So for an entire year, all I did was kick with my left, kick the bag, kick pads, kick. Now I think my left's stronger than my right. So it's just like they say, you want to get good at anything, it's 10,000 hours. You want to get great at something, you need 50, 60,000 hours, right? I think just doing the repetitions, going through the drills, hitting pads, hitting the bag, doing everything you got to do to make those kicks to the point where you want them. But nerve ending wise, you find out, you let me know, please, because mine still hurt.
Veterans are the backbones of this country. As a supporter of our military, would you ever entertain holding a veteran retreat at the ranch where veterans could camp out and get some training?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. Jafari talks about that a lot, not for veterans, but for just the older kids. Because whenever we had the kid camps, I'd have a million messages say, well, can you have a 21 to 36-year-old camp, or can we have a 40 to 60-year-old camp? I got a little bit longer before I want to build the ranch up. A few more stops, a few more buildings, a few more things I want to do, and then yeah, I want to definitely open it up for a retreat. I think it'd be a cool thing for women to surprise their husbands with, you know, win a trip, come down, you and some buddies for a weekend or 3 days or a week, whatever we decide. So I think it'd be awesome to have veterans come out and play, put them on the Can-Ams, fire, sauna, shoot some guns, do a little training. Maybe have Tim Kenny come down, we'll do some hand-to-hand combatants. So it'd be fun. I think we can make it happen.
Eat a meal with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, I'd definitely say my grandfather. That's a no-brainer. Like, I don't have to think that one through. He's dead, so I would resurrect my grandfather and we'd go eat Italian food. That's what we'd do.
Anything specific? Any Italian specific food?
Well, he would get spaghetti and meatballs and an entire another order of meatballs to put on the spaghetti. I eat raviolis. That's usually what we would have. He'd get spaghetti and I'd get raviolis, and that's what I'd do. And I wouldn't ask him anything specific, just bullshit. Ask him how his day on the other side was. I'd tell him how life's going here. I ask him all the questions I ever want to know on his deathbed. So for me to go back and have some questions that I need answered, I already got all the answers. So I just want to just bullshit, talk to him about my kids, how they're doing. I don't know, stuff like that.
Josh Howell asks, how do I get an invite to the next car race at the ranch? It looks like a hell of a good time.
All right, so we are doing 2 races, well, COVID permitted, and if they lift the ban, looks like they're just starting to lift the ban everywhere. Colorado just lift the ban. New Mexico, we're waiting. So as soon as that's done, we're going to do a BMF 52, and we're also doing a BMF 250-mile race. That won't be at the ranch. That'll be in Socorro, New Mexico. But at the ranch, we will put out kind of calling all drivers, and you got to just be quick to the draw when it comes out. You got to throw your email in and get signed up. This year should be a lot of fun at the BMF 50. We are going to have 4-cylinder vehicles, trucks like a RAV4 or a Ford Ranger or a Suzuki Brat, something crazy and stupid like that. Yeah, when the email list goes out, just be ready to jump on it.
Cody Zabiki asks, when are you going to be back on Joe Rogan's podcast?
Man, Rogan just signed a deal with Spotify, and I heard getting on his show now is pretty tough. You gotta be on a waiting list, and you gotta schedule time, and I'm not really a scheduled timer or a waiting list kind of guy. I imagine I could just text Joe and say, hey, let's do another podcast, but I don't know. As soon as he calls me and wants to do another one, or I guess I have another crazy life-altering story to share with everybody.
Nate Hudson says, what's your favorite gear that you have ever worn?
My favorite training gear, I like Fairtex shin pads. Never found a company or a different brand that can make a better, well-rounded shin pad. You can kick hard and it doesn't affect your partner or you. Combat Sports makes awesome elbow knee pads and padded MMA gloves. So we are actually working with Combat Sports right now to make our own line. There's a couple alterations that I would change and do a little differently. So we are doing that, and probably in about, 60 to 90 days we'll have ours out, and we'll have BMF Ranch MMA gear. And that's by far my favorite. Well, it will be designed and built by me, so I wouldn't have shit. Yo.
How far are you out?
210. You guys see any birds out there yet?
No, nothing at all.
Jesus, that's not a good sign.
Checks out.
I can't find my backpack with all my calls. You sure it's not out there?
No, I promise, dude.
Do you guys have any? No, I couldn't find a reed anywhere.
Did you find the decoys?
Yeah, but then Dacky started playing with them and I left them at the house. Now that you say that, they're laying out next to our turkeys.
Okay, it's all good.
Yeah, all right. So you guys haven't seen anything today?
We did earlier. Like I said, it's going to be either this evening or first thing in the morning when you're going to get them.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Ty Blackwater says, who's your favorite outlaw from the West?
Like real life outlaw or?
He didn't specify, so you can go wherever you want with that.
You okay? Taking a nap? Favorite outlaw from the West? Well, sorry we had to take a mid-highway daddy duty. Boy threw up everywhere. The favorite outlaw, man, that's tough because you only hear stories and hear fables of, Doc Holliday and Billy the Kid. But I'd like to really meet these people and see what they're really like. Like, would I hang out with Billy the Kid? Like, sure, he sounds cool, but is he cool? I don't know. So it's hard for me to to say all these things, you know, and Tombstone sure made Doc Holliday pretty cool, where the movies made like Jesse James like not a very cool guy for shooting his buddy in the back. Probably out of any gang I'd want to run with would probably be Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. They seem like good dudes. Plus, they went out in a gun blaze of glory.
Do entrance songs really get you hyped for the fight, or are they just for crowd entertainment?
No, it's funny. I'm not even allowed to pick an entrance song. So the Cowboy that UFC plays, that's just my song. I think it's made to hype the crowd up, let them know what time it is.
Tyrone's asking, if I want to get started in MMA, what's the first martial art I should get started on?
I think you should start in wrestling, for sure, because wrestling dictates, are you a good striker or are you a better jiu-jitsu guy? So if you're a better jiu-jitsu tactician, you could learn to take the person down. If you're a better striker, you could use the wrestling to not get taken down to keep the fight standing. So if I was gonna pick one to favor, it'd be wrestling.
When and how did you get your famous nickname, Cowboy?
It's just a name I've had my whole life. My grandma and grandpa, that's actually like what my name is. When people call me Donald, it's really weird. My wife calls me Donald.
When she's pissed at you?
Just all the time, yeah. But just all the time too, so. But like my grandma calls me Cowboy, my mom, like that's just my name. So I've had it since I've been a little kid.
Ben Danielson, what was your first gun? And if you could only keep two, what would they be?
My first gun I ever had was a little tiny 20 gauge turkey gun that my dad bought me when he took me turkey hunting. I think I was 8 or 9 years old. I'm taking my son and he's 3 years old, so this should be pretty fun. Are they two for the rest of my life? Or are they two for the onslaught of zombies that are peeling into the ranch? Like, that's a hard question to answer.
So let's go for maintaining the ranch, for taking care of coyotes or whatever else, or
yeah, well, I'm gonna go against everything I ever say, and I'm gonna grab an assault rifle for sure, and I'm also gonna grab a handgun. Now, if there were just two guns that I would need, if I'm running in the safe, house is burning down, and I had to go save two guns, I'm gonna grab my 12 gauge shotgun my grandpa gave me, and I'm gonna grab probably a 30-30 Henry rifle repeater, just to kind of a midway gun.
Glenn Rush says, I know you love thrilling adventure, but would you ever do ghost hunting adventures?
I've had this discussion with Jafari, my wrestling coach, and my team a lot, but ghosts don't really scare me. We were shooting a movie in a prison in Santa Fe, and supposedly it's supposed to be haunted. I went down there by myself, down the scary, eerie halls, and I went and sat in the gas chamber, and because I just had to. They had a gas chamber. How could you not sit in it? So I went and sat in it, and it was eerie and crazy, but I didn't see any ghosts, or no cricky jail cells closed, or now did my mind play tricks on me? Absolutely, because all I could think is that'd be like the perfect, if I'm a ghost, get you situation is when I go into the gas chamber for them just to go ahead and slide the door shut. So, but that didn't happen. Nothing happened. It was just eerie and cold.
Does the late great Charles Mascoulis still have an impact on your life?
Oh man, every single day I try and instill values into people, and every day I try and teach them to become great. I remember Mask always used to tell me, wouldn't tell me necessarily towards me, talking to me, but he would talk to me as he was talking to a friend, and he said, the purpose in my mission of Tap Out is I want to find somebody out there that I can touch that can touch millions. All I gotta do is touch one person that can touch millions. And it's really cool, man, to now be in that position. I have a lot of these people that now look up to me and want to be like me, so I have to hold myself at a higher tier and try and set a better example, you know? And so it's always cool. So yes, to answer your question, yes, every day when I'm making decisions and how I need to handle another situation, it all comes down to that. So it's cool to be able to, you know, I wish I could touch one person that could touch millions, and I think he found it.
Anton here from Yakima. Do you think your children will get into wrestling, MMA, boxing, combat sports? Expect sent.
Sorry, my boy fell asleep back there. I'm stealing some of his Cheetos. Absolutely. Jackson's almost 3. At 3, they can start wrestling, and he will absolutely be in wrestling. I'll teach him Jiu Jitsu. I'm sure I'll teach him how to fight. Will he fight? I don't know. But I'll tell you what he will do. He will play baseball right until baseball's over, until it's time to play basketball. And basketball ends, he'll play football. And then when football's over, he'll wrestle. So he doesn't have a choice on if he's playing sports. He can pick what sports he wants to play. But his entire childhood, he won't be playing video games, or he won't be just sitting around doing nothing. He'll be active after school sports. He wants to play chess, he wants to play golf, he wants to do theater, whatever he wants. He's going to be involved in tracking some kind of a system that he has to do every day after school besides come home and play on the internet.
Were you dreaming of being a UFC fighter way back when we were partying and getting in house party fights in Fort Collins at Colorado State University, hanging out with Eric and Lexi?
No, I didn't even know what UFC was. I didn't even know what fighting was, other than my favorite thing to do in the entire world, as you know, because you were there, apparently, at the house party fights that I would somehow mysteriously end up in every single time we went. So if you're looking for trouble, it's pretty easy to find, and I was always looking for trouble.
Alex the Cowboy says, what other products do you want to make for the BMF store in the future?
I want like swim trunks and going out shirts and comfortable hoodies and comfortable, you know, something that I would want to wear. Basically, we started the store to fund the YouTube, which pays for trips like we're doing right now, going hunting, getting content for everybody to view and enjoy and watch my life and the things that me and the guys do through YouTube or whatever other outlet we use. But that's also what the store is for. We started the store to help fund this whole process, and becoming catching, and people are enjoying the outfits and the different attire we're making. So it's cool and it's fun, and I never really had an artistic mind, but designing shirts and shorts and different things, it's kind of fun. Like, you go in there, and I'm not really good at designing, but I could see it and be like, oh, that's cool, or no, that's not cool, or change this and add that. So that whole process is a good time.
You have a fight to the death with someone who has an actual chance of beating you. Who would that person be?
To death?
To death.
Probably John Wick.
That is what we call foreshadowing. I'm going to skip right to this other question. Would you rather fight John Wick or Francis Ngannou?
I'd for sure rather fight Francis. 1,000,000%. John Wick is like pretty trained assassin, and he's got a lot of cardio. If you ever watched a John Wick movie, it's 90 minutes straight of fighting. He never breathes, never drinks water or eats. All he does is just 27 hit combo people and shoot him twice in the head. So I would rather fight Francis and hope to God I can negate his punches long enough to tire him out.
To be the number 2 to a historical figure, who do you pick? So, like, Genghis Khan, you're his number 2.
Oh,
Abraham,
I'm somebody's number 2.
You're their number 2. Who do you pick?
Ooh, probably Christopher Columbus. That way I could write down in the journal what's going on, and I'll put, there is not a flat earth, you fucking moron.
You have one free hit to knock out a historical bad guy, or their tragedy happens today. Who do you pick?
And if I knock him out, do I?
You knock him out. You knock out their history.
Definitely go after like the Columbine shooters or the 9/11 jihads for sure. I'm a little upset that all I could do is knock him out. I wish I could fucking rake him through coals. You know?
If you hit him hard enough, maybe you can send their head flying.
Yeah. But I guess I erased them out of life, so yeah, I'd do the Columbine shooters or the jihads on the 9/11 for sure.
Feel pretty confident you knocked them right out?
Yeah.
You pause time for 48 hours. What do you do?
That's a long time.
And you have a pilot's license too, right?
Yeah, that's like a really long time.
Yeah.
I would for sure rob Fort Knox. Get like a $20 million yacht. Are people in
Everybody's frozen.
Just frozen.
Frozen.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be some celebrities I'm looking at naked for sure. Some banks getting robbed, cars getting stolen. Problem is though, you couldn't keep the car.
Right, it's time on pauses.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd have the car, all of a sudden there'd be like a yacht and Lamborghinis at the ranch.
Right, so you could drive them and crash them and then be like, all right, whatever, out of this thing.
Yeah, I'd probably just try to accumulate as much money as I could. For that being said, I could probably log into the bank and just change a bunch of zeros so I don't have to take any money. I could just add a couple Bitcoins to my side.
There you go.
But for sure humiliate people, like someone would just end up naked in the middle of Times Square. Someone who I don't like, I would just put them on my plane, drive them to the middle of Times Square and undress. So 1 second they were in Wichita Falls, next thing you know they're in Times Square butt naked. Like what, so.
Or do that to your best friend.
Well, that too, for sure.
You gotta live in a cartoon. Which one do you pick?
Ooh, probably Wreck-It Ralph.
There you go. All the video games and everything.
Yeah.
I was thinking Roger Rabbit.
Oh yeah, I was
Roger
missing
Rabbit.
that. What is her name?
Jessica.
Jessica Rabbit.
Rabbit. That's right.
Woo, she was fun.
She was.
Mm-hmm. Would you rather protect the ranch from zombies or ISIS?
If they're infiltrating the ranch, I would treat them the exact same, mowing the motherfuckers down. But zombies would be more fun. ISIS would be more just.
You are on the other side of the planet, and you get to pick one person that you know to defend the ranch from a mass jailbreak. Who do you pick?
Mike Baldwin, my best bud, because he would be ruthless.
Carry on drinking beer, but go vegan, or no beer and carry on with eating meat?
Carry on drinking beer and go vegan, or no beer and keep eating meat. Yeah, I'd have to give up beer and keep eating meat. You gotta eat meat. I'd give up the beer. Beer, sex, or fighting?
Yep.
Yeah, I'd probably give up beer. Although beer makes sex a lot more fun. Yeah, I'd probably give up beer.
Jacob Travers says, never use any water toys again. Jet skis,
Sure.
water skiing, boating, anything like that. Or never use any ground toys. Dirt bike, four-wheeling, anything like that.
I would give up dirt toys over water.
Really?
Yeah.
You're that much of a lake life guy.
I'm not much of a lake life guy. I love water. I love boating.
Jambalaya crawfish.
Yo,
Where you at now, brother? I just picked up Josiah from Grumble Max's song.
I had to stop because Daggy threw up everywhere. So,
Oh, okay.
but we are. I don't know.
Give me a mile marker.
I'm trying. 241.
Okay.
All right.
You're almost to, yeah, you just passed by and see that.
Yeah.
You're almost to Milagro.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right, bye.
Graham Nolan says, would you rather fight your way through a horde of zombies or a herd of elephants? And he says the weapon you get to use is a chainsaw.
Now you can either get horned or trampled or tusked. I don't feel like a chainsaw against the elephant would be very effective.
No.
Like
You
it'd
can,
just
cut
piss
his
it
leg.
off.
Yeah.
Cut his leg, but not cut his leg off.
Right.
Yeah,
He's
you'd be like,
"Hey, give me a
yeah,
couple minutes."
yeah. I mean, even with like a fast speed, yeah, no way. But a zombie, you can get to work on him a little bit.
Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or 10 horse-sized ducks?
Duck-sized horses?
Yep.
Why not take that? That'd be easy.
You
What's
got
up?
100 of them.
Yeah, but I
got
feel.
100 of them
Think how many?
swarming.
I just start kicking them. What's a horse gonna do?
Dude, when there's 100 of them,
Yeah, but so what? Imagine getting kicked by a duck. You know what I mean? Like, worst thing a horse would do is kick you, or what? Give you little flea bites. You would just feel go. Think of how good a horse would stand. My foot would go right in between their every time.
yeah, and you'd have them all running down on you. I don't know, man.
What's a duck weigh?
No, but what's
2
a
pounds?
horse weigh when it's that size?
All right, let's say 5 pounds.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, what's a little puppy dog weigh? They're like 2 pounds, right?
Yeah, so say 3 pounds. Yeah, it's still.
300 pounds.
Yeah, you can just run over top of them.
Even if I tripped and they all like mobbed on top of me, I could still stand up, I think.
Yeah, I think it would be.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, you're right. Horses, they don't kick us. We just pet them. So I'm gonna do the hunt. Yeah, because imagine, what was the other one? 10 duck-sized horses, bro.
10 horse-sized ducks.
Whatever. Think of the bill. Think of the beak on that. Oh my goodness. Or a wing swat with a. Yeah, I'm gonna take 100 of them and win, victorious. I just grab by the head and spin them. Whip, 1, 2, 3.
Watch me whip, watch me.
Yeah, and then maybe I grab a couple and just bang them with the other one. It'd be game, set, match.
Are you planning to continue to grow the Cowboy Fight Series toward professional events?
Yeah, 100%. We're actually bring the Cowboy Fights to the BMF 250 we're going to throw. But the problem was the whole pandemic, we got to close down because the commissions won't grant you. Some of the states are open, but you got to get granted by the commission, and they won't do that yet. So as soon as that opens back up, we are back in action.
Is it true that you fought in Morocco? If yes, please tell us your experience.
Yes, I fought in Morocco, Africa.
You were a last-minute fight for that, right?
Yeah, last minute fight. My buddy Mike Seal also fought, and he spinning heel kicked the guy in the nuts, and the place was in uproar. They rushed the stands. I remember standing there with a pair of scissors, telling everyone I'd fucking kill them if they get any closer to me. The military had to come in, rush us out of there, take us straight to the embassy, and we flew from the embassy straight home. Didn't even go to the hotel and get any of our bags or anything. So my experience in Morocco, Africa, was not the best. Just recently I started doing more and more grappling tournaments. It's fun, I enjoy it. I don't know if I'll ever do a seminar though. Never say never, but when I'm done fighting, I'm pretty much kind of out of the game. So I don't know what you can expect from me. Who knows? I still got a couple more years left in this, so maybe my thought will change, but who knows? Thanks for tuning in and making my drive more enjoyable by answering your guys' question on my way to turkey hunting. Again, thanks for everything with YouTube, funding our videos, all our merchandise, everything at bmfranch.com. Remember, this YouTube experience is brought to you by betonline.ag. Appreciate it, and we'll see y'all next time.